I think I just said it in there. I'm proud of our guys for getting to a point and not just, we're not going to take it anymore. You're going to stick your feet in the ground. You're going to defend your grass. I think we got to display it better than that, obviously. But I get it. I understand where they're coming from. I've got to do a better job as their coach, maybe teaching them how to manage that a little bit better. But I think maybe when you get a chance to ask some of those guys, they'll tell you where it came from. But from our standpoint, we got to talk about how we want to handle ourselves when it comes to those type of things. But I'll tell you this: I got a classy bunch of kids in there that care about doing things right, and they want to represent this university well. So we'll move forward and we'll make sure that we do that as we do it. But I certainly don't think it was anything more than the fact that this is a football game. It's a football game, so we're going to defend our grass, and from that standpoint, I think it helped us. We were ready to go. I mean, I saw him, but he's a competitor, and I mean, guys do what they do. I'm not sure exactly what took place. He's not my player, so it's not my job to manage him. It's my job to get our guys to where they stop them where maybe a guy doesn't have that opportunity to do that. I don't control him. He's a terrific player. I know that. I tell you what, I haven't seen many better. I really haven't. That guy's a really, really good football player. He really is. I'm not sure what he said, but I know Coach Riley's a classy guy. He'll manage it. Well, I mean, they were fired up all week. They were ready for this opportunity. Certainly no disrespect to Oklahoma. It's a great opportunity to have a team of that caliber to come in, and you just get to see where you're at, right? And we didn't finish the game good enough. I mean, that score's not good enough. Those guys are mad. They're upset. I'm mad. I'm upset because I just know that we're a better football team than what that score shows, and that bothers me. It bothers them. I think we're a better football team than that, and we got to go back to work tomorrow, making sure that doesn't happen again next week, because we've got a great opportunity again next week in Stillwater. I think they got beat today by a really good K-State team, and there's a lot of parity in this conference, and I think we got good enough players to go anywhere and go in there and make some noise if we execute correctly, and we do it with the right mindset, for sure. I did not see it. I was looking somewhere else. I'll find out, and we talked a little bit about that in general at halftime. We got to be smarter than that, man. I mean, those chunk penalties like that kill you in situations. I mean, you go from trying to see if you're going to get them, if we were going to spend our timeouts, to what do we need to do now to keep them off the board, and then trying to keep them out of the end zone, right? And it turned into that because of just being a smarter team. We got to be a smarter team in those situations, and to say that was upsetting to our entire team heading into halftime. Man, we talked very eloquently at halftime about that, managing that situation. I just thought we lost our focus a little bit on the game and being able to play the game and managing our emotions instead of wanting to jaw back and forth. Benton talked a little bit about maybe the jawing, and I saw it. I mean, I saw it. I get it, but that's not my job to manage the kid. We have to be smarter than to buy into that, right? We just got to be smarter to buy into that, because it wound up hurting us. He didn't get a penalty. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have. I'm not saying that there wasn't one right in front of our sideline that should have, but I don't control those guys, and they didn't get a penalty on it, and we did get a penalty on ours. So we've got to manage ourselves, because it happens from time to time, right? I thought there was a big play in that game in that second half. We had that drive down there, and we go down there, and we have an opportunity to score, and man, just a lot of contact happening in that end zone. You'd love to see what happened if that ball was on the 2-yard line there. It was 21-3, and you got a chance to maybe put 7 on the board there, but we wound up having to kick a field goal, and we missed it into a wind, and unfortunately that call turned out to be a pretty big call, because I thought it could have made it a really interesting game at that point, but it is what it is.